Hey there, hi, my name is Refilwe Kome and this is my world of real, relevant, and ridiculousness. What's up? What's happening? Hey, I am trying not to overly exert myself. I'm trying to make this like an emo video a little bit. But basically I know it's been a while since I've been here. I've in my defense, it was exam season and I took a little relapse, yeah, back into old habits and that type of thing. But here I am now, and I'm coming at you with a video. It's epic, it's dope. So what's happening is it's gonna be a whole video of me going through the poems that I've written like recently. I haven't done the poems that I wrote like when I started off. I'll do that probably later in life, but this one is like what my thoughts have been as of late. And so this might take a while. So I'm just gonna tell you, get comfortable, get cozy. I got my oversized thingy magic. I am good and ready to go. We just gonna read them and I'll put them up there for you, and then just a quick explanation because I feel like we're gonna need that in all these. So let's get to it. Okay, first poem. First poem is called Am I Pretty? And in brackets I wrote Insecurity poem. Okay, we got this. Remember that like my video is about keeping it real, relevant, and ridiculous, So what I'm saying here, as much as it applies to me, I don't know why, like, the most embarrassing things, we never want to talk about the most embarrassing things, and those are like the most relatable things that we all go through. So that's why I do it, because I know you or someone actually you definitely have had these thoughts before, and so I'm just talking about it freely because it's pretty normal. And yeah, it's like it's gonna be embarrassing a little bit, maybe for me, I don't know, but either way, let's just get into it. So it's like, yeah, like I said, the poem is called Am I Pretty, and it's an insecurity poem, and it reads thus. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if I'm feeding my insecurities. Thing is, when they look at her like she's a queen, and then me like I'm a piece of, well, nothing, I can't help but wonder, question, and ultimately crumble. Don't be mistaken, I don't seek approval from the masculine. Well, maybe I do. It gives me pleasure to be approached and have the option to decline. It helps my pride to know that I still got game. While I don't doubt my looks and capabilities sometimes, most times I'm surrounded by my inadequacies. I do remember writing this one. It was on the 22nd of August this year. I remember writing this one. Okay, so it starts off like, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if I'm feeding my insecurities. So like downright, sometimes I'm gonna dissociate myself from this poem. So sometimes I'm gonna use the pronoun I, and other times I'm gonna say the poet, because I really just wanna dissociate myself from these feelings. And then it's like, okay, so I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if I'm feeding my insecurities, right? Because, well, I don't know if it's just if I'm being logical or I'm being irrational right now. And I know for sure these are my insecurities. Like, downright, that doesn't need an explanation. And then it says, thing is, when they look at her like she's a queen, and then me like I'm a piece of, well, nothing. So what I'm talking about here, basically, by they I mean guys. Girls can attest to this, okay? When a guy out and then you say no, ne. So when a guy approaches you, tries to propose whatever, ask you on a date, something, and you have the ability to say no, it gives you pride. I'm not gonna lie to you. It gives you a sense of the thing of, okay, yeah, okay, so I'm approachable. I am lookable. And I still got game. It does do that. It does do that for you. Honestly, like in life, there are measurements for a lot of things. There's measurements for everything. And employment is like, if you get that promotion, supervisor, manager, employee, in academics, it's like, how close are you to getting that 100%? In the romantic game, it's approximately like how many times a week guys ask you out and that type of thing. And the more people ask you out and you say, bro, don't play with me, it gives you pride. I'm sorry, it's just true. It is what it is, okay? Don't even try to deny.
Why you always lying?
And just don't play with me, guys. It's just, yeah. So basically, the thing that was happening here is, I was working with my friends, and I work with my friends a lot. So most times it's like they look at my friends like the jams and that, and then I'm just like the awkward one out, like okay, so I'm not lookable anymore. It does something to you. I'm not even gonna, it does do something to you, like the poet continues to say, well, if they look at me like that, I can't help but ask myself, sheesh, I'm gonna die alone, type of things. And poets like, don't be mistaken, I don't seek approval from the masculine. Okay, I'm lying. I do. Okay, and it's a thing with me that I've been working on. Not depending on people's approval that much, but I continue to say it. It gives me pleasure to decline. It gives it it makes you happy. It makes you happy. I'm not even, And then there's a little bit of a part where the poet is vulnerable and exposes herself a little bit, and then she's like, well, I don't doubt my looks and capabilities. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, but most times, yeah, I dabble in the world of insecurity, and that is not a great look. But like I said, something that I've been working on, and something that I'm very proud of the progress that I've made. But this is a really beautiful, open, and like vulnerable poem, and I like that. Let's go look for another one. Let's see. Ooh, I remember this one too. This one is okay. The poem is called Reverse the Clock. And I don't know if either I was watching Shakespearean British type accent movies at this time, or I was just really feeling like the Shakespearean influence and thingy pizzazz. I don't know, but this one, it has that thing that sounds like, okay, she's British, she's English or something. Let's do it. This is how it starts. I bid you, sir, rewind the time and write this This life is much strain, indeed it moves swift as a train. Move back the hands of time to this life of mine. Take me back to when I was less than a youth, to when I was happier and spoke much truth. To the days when my skin glowed on its own, back to when I was mummy's angel and sat on daddy's lap, my throne. Oh, reverse the clock to when I was braver and less concerned, and my only worry was the number of trophies I'd earned. Take me back to when I didn't doubt my necessity, when my weakness didn't overcome my ability, when days were well spent, and I was okay every day from beginning to end. Reverse that clock all the way back to when last I was myself, back to when I was sweeter yet saucy, back to when I was a cry baby. all the way back to when I was unborn, the world was a much better place. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let me explain. Right. So it starts like, I bid you, sir. And you know when someone says I bid you, it's like I'm begging you. Ayo, bruh, like I'm begging you. Just like something is like I'm like, rewind that time and write this, or something is not right. Something like I like it's not fitting into position. This is terribly wrong. Everybody pay attention. Red alert. There's something wrong here. And then the poet's like, this life is my stream. Indeed moves to the chain. Okay, so like life is very difficult and it passes by really quickly, and like days turn into weeks and weeks and months. It's like days flow into days and it just doesn't end. It's like a continuous strip that has no like beginning and end. It's just continuation, and it's like pause. And then poets like, move back the hands of time to this life of mine. So I'm only speaking for myself, okay? So nobody else, just this life. Just take me back to when I was less than youth. So before I was a teenager, I was much happier then. I didn't lie as much as I do. In that, I don't like lying. For one, I really don't like it. Like it makes me feel all gooey and somehow inside. But lately I've had to protect my reputation and that type of thing. So yeah, but I don't like lying. But also it's about like lying literally and also figuratively. Well, not really much figuratively, but like also, you know, the kind of lying of having to put on a mask, like people asking you, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, yeah, everything is just peachy and I'm happy and the sun is so bright today. It's like, what has happened? It's a little brighter, the air is a little lighter, you know. But yeah, so it's the mask and lying literally. And then, oh yeah, man, acne is such a acne is a problem. So I'm like, back to the days when my skin glowed on its own, back to when I was mommy's angel and sat on daddy's lap, my throne. Oh man, yeah, I used to like, you know, when you were younger, you cause your parents a lot less stress. And I mean, who wouldn't want to sit back on daddy's lap again? I mean, yeah, my throne, really. It was just like a place where you felt safe and secure and just happy in your father's arms. And I'm like, reverse that clock. So like the reiteration is like, man, you gotta unwind this thing. Like, take me back. You know, it's like, it's stressing how the importance of it, because I keep reiterating and repeating it. And then it's like, to when I was braver and less concerned, and my only worry was the number of truth you learn. Self-explanatory. I was a lot less an overthinker when I was younger. Like now, before I do something, I think a lot. And when I was younger, yeah, sure, I didn't have as many worries and concerned like my future. We continuing to be like, take me back when I didn't doubt my necessity. Who would care if I died? Who would actually be concerned besides my mom? Of course, my mom is like the love of my life currently, and always. But there are times where you just really think, hore, like kangaso, like konamanje, like who's gonna care and who is it gonna affect? Is it really all that drastic? Is it really that dramatic? And my weaknesses didn't overcome my ability. So yeah, so like things were a lot like intuitive. They occurred naturally, and because I was able. And now it's like waking up in the morning is a lot of effort, even, you know. And days were well spent. Yeah, back when you were younger, like you regretted nothing. Now it's like, oh, man, I'm wasting my life with the things I spend my day doing. And and I was okay every day from beginning to end. Cause very like when you were younger, if anything happened 2 minutes after that, you've completely forgotten about it. You're back to having fun. You're back to playing around. Now something happens for like 2 minutes, and then like it ruins your entire day. You know, and then reverse the clock all the way back to when I was last myself, because yeah, I've for sure I'm having like out of body experiences where I'm like, what am I doing? What who It's like I'm not even driving my own body anymore. It's like my body is driving me, and I don't know when last I actually felt like this is the girl I know and love and am unapologetically myself. Going to say back to when I was sweeter yet saucy, back to when I was a crybaby, all the way back. Okay, so my mom will always tell me stories about how I was like such a naughty child but so lovable because I was so cute. It's like people would be asking her, like, whose child is this? This child is just downright the naughtiest kid ever. And it was great times. This last line hits me very that the poet wrote this. The poet's like, all the way back, so rewind that clock all the way back to when I was unborn, the world was a much better place. Let that sink in for a minute. It feels like a dagger to my heart, actually, because it's like thinking about, like, imagine your life being a movie right now and someone is just rolling the tape all the way back to that day your mother gave birth, and then like you going back into your mom and that never happening ever, you being wiped out of history because the poet thinks the world was a much better place without me in it. Okay, moving on. That was that poem. Okay, I don't know how many more poems I can fit into this because I don't want this to be like a ridiculously long video. But the next one is a poem I call Life Without God. I do remember writing this one as well. It reads thus: is it just a game, life with no means? All for pain, we live, we die, we're born again. The show goes on, another ruler, another war, another reign. How cruel this joke that we're meant to live and die. So it's inspired by Solomon, son of David, by yours truly, Refilwe Kome. Yeah, so I titled this Life Without God because I was reading a commentary on the Book of Solomon, and it was basically saying that because Solomon is like on a depressive slope, how he's like, all of this is vanity and whatnot. The dude is like, dude, give me some hope. What you doing? What you talking about? So the commentary is just basically saying Solomon was actually painting a picture of how life without God is so useless. Yeah, so the key factor there was not that life is useless in itself, but life lived without knowing God. I remember I was feeling like, what is this? Is it just a game that we have no predestined purpose? We live, we die. It's just like others are born again to replace us, and then the show goes on. There's another ruler, there's another war, there's another reign of power for whatever many years, and then it's a cruel joke. Like, God, are you playing a cruel joke on humanity just like to put us on this planet for no practical use? I was contemplating so I'm just gonna work and not know if like I'm on the right path or if there is a path to begin with. So that is what that is about. I might end with this poem. I titled it Egocentric. I do remember writing it vaguely, but I remember writing it with the intention that it had to be dark. I wanted it to be to paint like the most vivid, most tangible picture of pain and suffering as I could. So egocentric. Okay. And I do know why I titled it Egocentric. It's because I was like, okay, should I explain this now after? Okay, I titled it Egocentric because okay, no, let me read it first because then it's gonna be a spoiler. I've been stuck in a void, lonely, dark, and afraid. It looks like the universe when the lights have been turned off. It feels like my father's funeral replayed. Every breath is a heart attack, too heavy to exhale. I can't see anything, my eyes though open, sight, darkness. I see darkness because I'm blinded by pride, guilt, and fear. I was told about this, warned and reprimanded. Don't condemn me, we all do the same. I'm a victim to my thoughts and insecurities. I'm a victim because I choose not to be free. I feel alone in a big world constantly working to consume me, damn me to hell. Load shedding is my park. My city is always overcast. My world is an Atlantis drowning. My problem is that I only try to see me. I get what she was writing. I get what I was writing. The poet, me. So this poem is actually kind of deep. It has a deep meaning behind it. It has a sense of saying, "Hore, the power to set ourselves free is within us. Like we are the only ones capable of doing that. We are the ones capable of changing our life story, of choosing our fate." It has that connotation of you have that ability, you have that power to change whatever you need to change and manifest whatever you need manifested, So I was probably in a bad place because like everything I remember seeing, it's like, imagine Johannesburg with load shedding, and then load shedding without the moon and the stars. So it's like Armageddon. It's like doomsday. It's like, like, it's like what the Bible calls the day where the sun is just gonna disappear and the sun has lost its light. So just imagine you're in this entire place and you can't even see your own hands. You can't see yourself because everything is just blacked out. So that's what I was feeling. And on top of that, you're alone, it's dark, and you're afraid. And so it looks like the universe when the lights have been turned off. Oof. The scale of that. Because now I was thinking Johannesburg, but imagine the whole universe and like someone just turning off the light. That's a really the poet's being dramatic, but like because it's feelings, I will give you that. It sounds extreme if you're feeling like that, like you feel like everything, the sun has lost its shine, the stars don't sparkle anymore. It feels like my father's funeral. Ooh, that was a painful day. Oof. Imagine the most painful day of your life replayed over and over and over and over and over again. Oof. Every breath is a heart attack. So breathing is difficult. It's almost impossible because breathing hurts. It's like every time you breathe, someone is stabbing you in the heart, and it's too heavy, So if it's that heavy, then it's almost like the darkness around you is tangible. It's like corona. By that I mean like it literally blocks the, what is it called, areol, those things, and those the the spots in your lungs that enable you to breathe, it's like they've been closed off, and basically you can't breathe because this darkness is almost tangible, it's almost human. You know what I'm saying? My eyes are open, but I still see nothing. Blinded by my pride, my guilt, and my fear. So now it's a bit of, so far it's been physical, but this physical, of course, it's not literally happening, but it's a metaphor for my pride, my guilt, and my fear. So this darkness is the pride, guilt, and fear. And I was told about this. I wonder who told me about this, because they warned me and reprimanded me. They didn't just tell me. But don't condemn me. So the poet's like, don't you even try to lift a finger at me, because we all do the same thing. We all sometimes let our fears, our pride, and our insecurities get the better of us. So don't come at me, because check yourself. I'm a victim to my thoughts and insecurities. I'm a victim because I choose not to be free. There's that underlying point of, we possess the power to change. If you want to be free, and if you really want to be, then you're more than able to do it for yourself. You're more than able to liberate yourself. You can choose to not let your fears and insecurities and your thoughts get the better of you. You can choose to not to do that, you know. I feel alone in a big world, constantly working to consume me and damn me to hell. So that's like a reoccurring thought in my poems, this whole feeling alone thing. Because like life and war generally is always better if you're not fighting by yourself, and if you have someone to help you through it. So get you some friends and family and people to help you through this thing, because two is better than one any day. So to finish off, to top it off, the cherry on the ice cream or the cake or whatever is me describing my rotten down, crushed world. So if you generally have a happy place, and if you have like somewhere you can go, and just when you're not feeling okay, it's generally like the hills are alive with the sound of music and sheep, and it's bright and sunny and rainbows and flowers and the smell of fresh air. That's not the case here. My world is the city, and load shedding is my park. My city is always overcast. My world is Atlantis, drowning. The problem, okay. So first of all, like, load shedding is in my park. So if you want to go to my park, it's just load shedding. That's it. That's it for you. And you know how frustrating and annoying that is. My city is always overcast. It's always raining. There's never a day where it's not. Like, it's always raining. Lightning, thunder, storm. That's my city. No happy days. No happy, no sunny, no bright, beautiful days. Just overcast. And my world is Atlantis. You know, the city of Atlantis. The forbidden city. Is it forbidden or forgotten? I don't know. But basically the city that drowned. That's where I live. In a world that's drowning. My problem is that I only try to see me. Oh, okay. I remember this one. So me saying that my problem is that I only try to see me is basically about now, if something bad is happening, right? If there's something bad happening and you focus on the bad thing, it's like blocking your view of everything else that could possibly be good. If I chose to see other people, if I chose to acknowledge the beautiful days and the wind in the trees and the flowers and the branches and the leaves dancing and the birds chirping, then it wouldn't look so chum, you know? So yeah, maybe if you're having a bad day, maybe don't focus on the bad and good will come your way. Hey, that rhyme. I think, yeah, that's why I'm gonna end it with a poem called Egocentric. Don't be egocentric, focus on other things. Okay, that is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I told you it was gonna be a long one, but it was fun while it lasted. Okay, alright. Bye. Bye.